Okay, today is January 26th, and I just thought I'd make a note of this since I'm starting layout of my frames for the first time. And we'll see how it goes. God, I hope I'm doing it right. I'm starting with frame number 24, which is kind of in the middle. It's the forward end of the engine room compartment. My thinking there is if I do the frames in the middle of the boat first, I can get the dimensions laid out for my fuel tanks, and so whatever I decide to do with fuel tanks, I can have these frames in place and get the fuel tanks going a little quicker, and possibly the engine. This would be the outside edge of the hull. What I'll do is I'll set some blocking in here, 1.5" blocking, and then build my frames inside that. That 1.5" blocking will simulate the planking then, so that this would be the outside edge of the boat. Now I'm actually going to put some plywood over here too, so it's going to make the boat just a little bit bigger, but we're just going to do 1.5 inch for now. I don't want it, well, for now, forever, that's the way it's going to be. This is the width of the keel here. You can see I already screwed up. I was going to draw this line here in, and I saw this crack in the wood here, and I thought that was my line intersecting here. But of course I went all the way down to the bottom because I don't have much room to spare. So this would be the top of the rabbet, actually, where these will all be placed. So this would be, the keel would come up just slightly. It wouldn't come up quite this high, but that's the width of the keel. So this will slide down, the frames will be in here, frames will be in here, and this will slide down over the keel to the rabbet line. And what I'll do is I'll make that blocking to go in here, and then I'll start cutting the 2x6s that go in here. I'll do that tomorrow. Yeah, there's my notes on what they're split. You can see I already screwed up there too. I forgot to subtract my measurement there. I was looking at this, and it was 131 inches. I thought, my God, 131 inches. I only made my table 10 feet, and I thought that was supposed to be tall enough. And it will be. But I forgot to subtract my 21 inches from the rabbet to the keel. So, a lot of numbers to play with. And ironically, the very first one I come across here, there was a misprint here. He had 19 feet there, and I looked at that and I thought, 19 feet, 11 inches. What in the world could be 19 feet, 11 inches? And it goes 10, 9, 10, 10, 19, well, that was supposed to be 10, 10, 11, 11, 1, 11, 3. So yeah, that was a typo. But that wasn't too terrible hard to figure out. And this is relatively straightforward, I think. I don't think I'm screwing it up. We'll find out, I guess, won't we? Anyway, I just thought I'd give a little update here because this is my first step of the next process. Still working on the keel, of course. But I'm getting close enough now that pretty soon here I'll be able to start putting frames together. Well, I can start putting frames together. Instead, well, a few of them off the side for now. So we'll see how that goes. I'm almost out of epoxy again too, so oops. I ordered 10 gallons this time, and that 10-gallon kit is actually closer to 14 gallons because you get 5 gallons of resin and 1 2/3 gallons of hardener, and that's all I've got left. That's going to have to last me a week, and it's not going to do it. So, I've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I got 2 more boards to put on here, and that's for the stem. So I'll probably get that done, and then whatever I've got left, I can keep on working on this piece that goes above the shaft log section there. But I don't have enough epoxy to get done. I thought maybe I would, but I'm not going to, so. But I'll get as much done this week with that as I can, and then I'll start doing frames. I don't think I'll use epoxy to glue the frames together. I really wasn't planning on that anyway. I was going to use some Tight Bond 3 for putting these frames together. I'm going to double these up, these 2x6s. So there's going to be 2 layers of 2x6s. And they'll be overlapped at the chine here. It should give me a stronger joint here. So I was wondering about just using 3/4 inch plywood for the gussets instead of 1 inch plywood for the gussets. Because I'm going to have a double chine and it's going to be overlapped. It's going to be a stronger joint anyway. I got an extra 1.5 inches there, so if I took a 1/2 inch off the plywood, that would probably more than make up for that 1/2 inch of plywood if I went with 3/4. That inch stuff is, well, it's hard to find, but it's so heavy. My goodness. And I'm glad I bought this. This is an 8-foot level, but uses a straight edge too. And I had suspicions I was gonna want an 8-foot straight edge down here. I probably could have got most of it done with a 6-foot. I've got a 6-foot straight edge too, but I'm glad I've got this in because this comes in handy for a lot of things, especially when you're working on big things like the keel. Comes in very handy there. Alright, well, we're going to continue this on tomorrow, and I'll update after we get a frame together, hopefully tomorrow.